The son, about 6, came up to say hello, and I was all ready to sign an autograph and have a picture taken, and he said, "Are you Iron Man?" And I had to say, "No, mate, I'm really sorry, I'm not." I met Jeremy and Richard Porter and Andy Willman, and I had to do like a piece with Jeremy and a piece to camera about a car. And I went home quite sad because I thought, that show's going to be amazing. They're going to have an incredible time and I won't be part of it because I'm not going to get the job. And then months went by and then the phone rang and we were in our little basement office in our little house in Cheltenham. Mindy was with me, my wife. And I said, "That's them." And I answered, and it was. And they said, "Would you like to join us?" So I burst into tears and opened a bottle of champagne. That's the honest truth. I had put together a little demo reel on my company car, which was a Renault Laguna, literally. And then when I went for the audition, I had to do a piece on the Skoda Superb. I had to do a little walk around piece talking about the car. And then I had to sit with Jeremy and we did like a version of what became the news on the show eventually, to check if there was any banter. And I knew of Jeremy, I'd seen him on the TV a million times, obviously. Grown up watching him because he's much older than me, and got on fabulously and thought that I just came away thinking, wow, those people making that show, Richard Porter, who was on it from beginning to the end for us, I just thought they're going to have an incredible time. And I felt quite sad because I assumed I wouldn't be part of it. But then I've been told since by Willman and Jeremy that I only got the job because as I was leaving, I said, "Right, that's it. It's been amazing. Great to meet you all. Thank you." 2 things. 1, I turned up in a completely crap 1982 Porsche 911 SC, left-handed with a ducktail on it. And it was hopeless, really useless old car, but I adored it. That helped. And then as I was leaving, I said, "Right, well, I've got to get back to the NAM, Cheltenham." And that's what got me the job, apparently. Not my sparkling personality, wit, experience, knowledge, skill, tradecraft, none of that. Just that one little joke. Just goes to show something. If I hadn't got the Top Gear job, well, 20 years ago, to be honest, I was working quite a lot with ITV. I'd have carried on doing my car shows with Granada Meadow Motors for as long as that lasted. I was doing a small regional car show on ITV, so I would have stuck with it. But, you know, I doubt whatever I'd done would have grown to be something with the scale and reach of Top Gear globally, and I don't think any of us expected that. It was a surprise, a delightful one, but a surprise. We didn't set out and sit down and say, "Right, let's make the biggest show in the world." We just said, "Let's make the best car show we can." That's all any of us ever did. And I think that helped it because I think we stuck to the subject. Our passion is for cars and for making TV about them, and that's all we wanted to do. We didn't think cynically, "Oh, if we skew it this way, if we make it that way, it'll work in North America or South Africa." We just made the best show we could. And I think by being honest, by sticking to what we believed in and what we thought was great, I think that helped it. Regarding the Robert Downey Jr. Al Pacino thing, Al Pacino is like in his 70s, easily. I don't know if you've been watching Hunted on Amazon, funnily enough. You'll see it. It doesn't really advantage me in any way to look like anybody else. But yeah, I mean, it does happen. We were stopped at Heathrow Airport traveling with my family and my eldest daughter, sitting in the lounge, was walking off to go to the loo or something. And she passed this family and the mother said, oh, quick, is he Robert Downey Jr.? And she said, "No." And she said, "Are you sure?" "Yeah, definitely not." "No, you really sure?" "He's my dad." I'd have noticed that. They wouldn't have it. It was quite disappointing because the little boy, the son, about 6, came up to say hello, and I was all ready to sign an autograph and have a picture taken. And he said, "Are you Iron Man?" And I had to say, "No, mate, I'm really sorry, I'm not." And I couldn't really say, "But I'm that guy off that car show you've probably never seen because you're only 7 and aren't interested." So I just, disappointed him. It's like a lot of my school reports, a disappointment. If I could have somebody else's career, it would be a big architect, any of them. It was a career I really wanted to do. I got into university to do it as a mature student at the age of about 22. I'd been thrown out of sixth form for being an idiot. Went to art college, went straight into radio, which is irrelevant. And after a year, I'd always wanted to be an architect, so I got into Canterbury to read architecture. But I sat outside and thought, it's a 7-year course. I'm already hideously in debt for motorcycles and cars. I can't afford it, so I didn't do it. But I would have by now a job of social standing, significance, and dignity instead of whatever I am now. So that, architect. I still play the bass guitar. It's not a very good instrument to play on your own. You kind of need to be in a band, and I was in bands for years and years and years, but I don't have time now. So like a lot of middle-aged men, there are some guitars in a room, and occasionally I potter past them and pick one up and have a little go, but not to any great effect. I'm not as good as I was. My art college past is always there hovering. And I know it's there in my future. I will, given time, learn to, this is really naff, but I'd love to learn to paint watercolours. I fought against it as a kid because it's all technique and you really can learn to do that. I liked working in acrylics, oils and really difficult, challenging stuff. Whereas I think just to paint watercolours purely for the satisfaction of it, nobody needs to see. I still draw or sketch occasionally. I will always pack a sketch pad with me when I'm travelling, and probably one time out of a million, take it out of my bag and find time to use it. But not often. I also got a book recently and I want to learn how to draw caricatures. That's something I'd be interested in doing. So maybe that. I have been to Clarkson's farm, but only when he sort of first got it. I haven't been for a while, not since he's been working there. I have a picture in my head and it's not desperately organised. But no, I haven't been to see it for some time. If you enjoyed this, then why wouldn't you? Like, comment, and/or subscribe.